Which WordPress plugins should we really be using? On the one hand, plugins are designed to make our workflows and processes easier. On the other hand, plugins do slow down our sites, which is why we should be more careful when considering which plugins we should use for our websites. If we were to generalize and try to assess the types of plugins that we most commonly use on websites, we could have a valid list of the most useful and practical plugins to use. In this video, we'll be giving you that list, a list put together by professionals working with us and community members, a list of the highest recommended free fundamental plugins you will need for creating almost all types and genres of websites. Obviously, using Elementor reduces the number of plugins, making some plugins, like those for pop-ups and forms, redundant.
We'll be going through our list in alphabetical order, and we'll get things started with our dashboard open. Now, first on the list is Activity Log. This extra light plugin generates a log of every activity occurring on your WordPress website. You can imagine it working like a black box on an airplane, recording events and alerting you when a post is deleted, a plugin is activated, or if someone is attempting to log in or hack your site. This particular plugin was developed by our teams, not only to keep track of content, but the themes and elements as well as tags and taxonomies, media and WooCommerce. You can export your logs in CSV and have predefined alerts sent immediately to your email. This plugin is also General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, compliant, as are some others on this list. Moving on to our next plugin, Akismet, made by Automatic, the company behind WordPress.com. This is a spam filtering service that filters spam from comments, trackbacks, and content form messages. The filter works by combining information gathered on all participating sites and using it to identify and block potential spam. And nobody likes spam. As you know, we've spoken about the value of long-term SEO in the past, and if you're planning or have already begun using long-term SEO as a content strategy, we absolutely recommend using the Broken Link Checker plugin. It continuously monitors your pages for broken links and sends you an email as soon as it finds one. You should know that there's a bit of a debate surrounding this plugin. The opposition argues that this plugin is very heavy and uses up a lot of CPU. But if you're worried about this plugin affecting your website's performance, you can activate it periodically rather than have it running constantly. Another solution is to use the online version of Broken Link Checker every once in a while. As Elementor users, whenever we need to duplicate a post, we usually save it as a template in Elementor and then insert it elsewhere. An alternative way to do this is by using the next plugin on our list, Duplicate Post plugin. It can also be used to duplicate custom fields, titles, etc. for new and future posts. After the letter D comes E, and we all know what that stands for. Yes, we are including Elementor, and if you've been following our blog, you know that we don't make a habit of blowing our own horn. The reason that the Elementor page builder made our list of top free plugins for WordPress is because A, it's free, B, it's been getting top ratings and recommendations from all our users who contributed to this list, and C, it's designed to help speed up load time and improve site communication by removing the need to install additional plugins for things like pop-ups and forms. And it just so happens that this week, the Elementor plugin clocked 3 million active installs, a major landmark which we've been celebrating together with our users. And we won't elaborate any further because we feel that Elementor speaks for itself. If you're a WordPress user and have somehow not heard of Elementor yet, please feel free to try it and form your own opinion. We'd love to know what you think. And if, like many Elementor users, you decide that you want to move on professionally to a whole new level of features and options and get Elementor Pro, well, we could hardly blame you. And the ever-growing community of pro users worldwide would be only too happy to welcome you on board. There are numerous ways to add analytics and embedded code snippets to your site, and it would be best to manually add these snippets directly into your code. However, there is an alternative, especially for those who don't feel confident enough to tinker around with code. The alternative is to embed Google Tag Manager snippets using the Google Tag Manager for WordPress plugin that you may recall from a previous masterclass about funnels, and something that we highly recommend for similar tasks. Now, how many times have we had to reorganize posts and pages as well as customized elements? Well, our guess is that the intuitive custom post order plugin was designed by someone else who had to reorganize their content one time too many, because this is a tool that you can use to visually switch the order of your posts and pages very easily. If you've been managing sites long enough, you'll know how often posts are renamed, deleted, or recreated, and how annoying it can become. Redirection is a plugin that was designed to ensure that a proper 301 redirection is created to the modified page URL, so all that link juice leads to the right place. Speaking of site speed, a subject that many of us are concerned about, and for good reason, image optimization is another way to accelerate your site. A good free way of achieving this is by trying the Smush image compression and optimization plugin. It includes a truckload of useful features, including lazy loading, bulk action, automation, and all the while preserving the high quality of your images. Users were also impressed by another plugin with many similar features, the Compress JPEG and PNG plugin by TinyPNG. Like all the plugins we're suggesting, you'll want to try these out and decide for yourself what is right for you. Security is essential for everyone involved, including the visitors, no matter how small a website is. And WordFence proves to be a great tool for beefing up your security with fairly simple procedures for tasks such as changing your login URL and running malware scans and much, much more. We all want our visitors to feel safe on our site, and we all want our data and content protected. And maximum protection is exactly what this plugin provides. This plugin has also sparked a heated debate online as to whether or not this app affects the site's speed. Now, a challenging facet of website design and management is caching, something we use to help speed up our load time and keep impatient visitors from bouncing. We know that this list is dedicated to free plugins, but both we and our users find that when it comes to caching to really speed up your site's load time, WP Rocket is invaluable. This plugin is well worth the investment. You may have heard of us mention WP Rocket in previous masterclasses because they are responsible for a slew of great tools for caching and compressing images. Last but not least is the Yoast SEO plugin, a plugin that truly needs no introduction, especially on our channel since we've discussed it a couple of times to include our last SEO masterclass. Even so, there's a chance that this isn't the first time you've heard of Yoast, and if you're still not sure why you've heard it before, you should definitely try it for yourself. By the way, the all-in-one SEO pack by Michael Torbert is another good option for the same job. Obviously, we'll be adding links to all of these plugins and more in the show notes below. And as promised, we'll be explaining the criteria we use to decide what plugins made this list and how to choose the right plugins for your sites in the Monday Masterclass magazine article that we published together with this video.
We've gone through the basic plugins recommended for almost every imaginable website you will need to create. Of course, there are many more plugins for more specific uses and advanced websites, such as booking plugins and membership plugins. But choosing plugins in these categories should be on a case-by-case basis. We hope that this has been helpful and inspiring. As always, we'd appreciate any comments and insight that you may have. And we want to hear any criticism and obviously any helpful tips that could help other users. After all, our goal is to be the best at helping others excel in their craft. Speaking of which, make sure that you never miss an episode by clicking on the subscribe button and tap that bell. Looking forward to seeing you all next week. Thanks for watching. Cheers.